Hi, first grade. Today we're going to start our week of writing friendly letters to characters that we love. And so, as you had read yours truly, Goldilocks, that was about a whole bunch of fairy tale characters who were writing back and forth to each other. You could choose a fairy tale character like Cinderella or Goldilocks, or you could choose somebody who is more recent like Piggy or Gerald or someone like Fudge, but you're going to pick one and write a letter to that character. The thing is that as you're getting better and becoming stronger writers, talking about yourself and asking questions and sharing your feelings and giving opinions, you've gotten good at that. You need to take it a step further. And I think you're up to that challenge. And so we're going to talk about something called writing for your audience. What on earth does that mean? So, in this letter, I've already pointed out places where I've done all those things that you've learned. Okay, this is a letter to Cinderella, and I before I wrote this, I thought to myself, what do I know about Cinderella? And I knew she had her father, and that her mother died when she was young. And I knew that her father then passed away, and that her stepmother was cruel to her, and her stepsisters made her do all the chores, and that she had a fairy godmother. And I knew that she ended up going to the prince's ball and falling in love, and he found her with a glass slipper. And I learned that she ended up marrying the prince, and they lived happily ever after. So I thought about that, and then I wrote my letter, and of course I chose things from our original chart, talking about myself, asking questions, sharing feelings, and giving opinions. And I wrote this letter, keeping Cinderella, what I knew about her, in mind. April 20th, 2020. Dear Cinderella, how are you? Have your stepsisters been kinder to you since you married the prince? I hope so. What's it like living in the palace? Do you have to clean? I still live in an apartment and clean every week. It's so boring. Write back soon. Yours truly, Karen. So just like in our old letters, I asked questions. How are you? Have your stepsisters been kinder to you since you married the prince? What's it like living in the palace? Do you still clean? I asked 4 questions. I shared my opinion. I hope so. I hope that the sisters have been kinder. And I even talked about myself. I still live in an apartment and clean every week. It's so boring. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I included feelings. Whoa, I did a lot. But I did more than that. I wrote for my audience. I ended up talking about the people in Cinderella's life. I brought up the places she's been, and I mentioned some of the things she did in her life. Where? Does anybody see it? I want you to take a minute right now. I want you to think, and thumbs up if you do. Thumbs up if you can notice a place where I talk about the people in the character's life, in Cinderella's life. And I'll read this back to you. Dear Cinderella, how are you? Have your stepsisters been kinder to you since you married the prince? I hope so. What's it like living in the palace? Do you have to clean? I still live in an apartment and clean every week. It's so boring. Write back soon. Does anybody have a thumb up? Is it right here? Have your stepsisters been kinder to you since you married the prince? Did I ask her about the people in her life? I did, didn't I? What about this? Did anybody notice a time when I mentioned a place that Cinderella has been? Take a look back through that letter. Thumbs up if you notice it. Dear Cinderella, how are you? Have your stepsisters been kinder to you since you married the prince? I hope so. What's it like living in the palace? You didn't have your thumb up right there, did you? What's it like living in the palace? Hello, yeah, I did. Absolutely. I talked about where Cinderella lives. I don't live in a palace. You don't live in a palace. I don't know anybody who lives in a palace. This is just for Cinderella. I'm paying attention to my audience. And the last one, bringing up something that just Cinderella does, or maybe not just Cinderella, but bringing up something that Cinderella does in particular. Let's see if you notice something. And there might be more than one. Dear Cinderella, how are you? Have your stepsisters been kinder to you since you married the prince? I hope so. What's it like living in the palace? Do you have to clean? I still live in an apartment and clean every week. It's so boring. Right back soon. Yours truly, Karen. Huh. That one's tricky. But I did it. I actually snuck it into a question. Do you have to clean? Isn't that something Cinderella always used to do? You betcha. Do you have to clean is absolutely something Cinderella always used to have to do. I'm out of space here. And so I wrote this letter, not just asking questions and sharing opinions and talking about myself, and even, I've run out of Post-its, sharing feelings, but I've kept Cinderella in mind. I've kept her in mind. She is my audience. And I've done that by talking about the people in her life, bringing up the places she's been, the palace, this was her stepsisters and the prince, and mentioning the things she's known for doing, cleaning. So today, your job, you're going to think about a character, just one. Just one. Think about everything you know about that character. Then, you're going to write a letter, making sure you do some of these things, at least 2 or 3. Talking about yourself, asking questions, sharing feelings, giving opinions. But keeping in mind that you must write for your character. Your character is your audience. It's the person you're writing for. You must keep your character in mind by talking about the people in their lives, bringing up places they've been, or mentioning the things they do. Thumbs up if you think you're ready. This chart will be available on our website along with this one right here. So if you need help, print this out or just look on the website and it's there for you. Okay. Have a wonderful day. I will either see you in